Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about Super Mario 3D All-Stars. 3D All-Stars is a game for Switch with 3 quote-unquote high-definition classic Super Mario games. It contains 3 great games for their time: Mario 64, brought out in 1996, Mario Sunshine, which was brought out in 2002, and Mario Galaxy, which was brought out in 2007. These 3 games are good, don't get me wrong, but if I had the decision to bring back 3 Mario games, only 64 from that list would have been one of my decisions. The other 2 games I would have released would have been Super Mario Galaxy 2, not 1, and Super Mario 3D Land. And yes, before you ever go at me for not being grammatically correct, or simply just because I have a different opinion to you, they're only my choices of what I would want. If you want to tell me your 3 games, put them in the comments. Yes, I do read all my comments, because it's not really that hard. Anyway, back to what I was saying. This game comes out in September and is only available officially until March. That's because Nintendo have only made this like a limited time thing. This is one of the things I wanted to mention in this video. So, Nintendo have limited the amount of time that you can officially buy this game from September 18th, 2020 till March 31st, 2021. This is a business tactic done by many companies in gaming industry because they want you to buy the game as quick as possible so you have the chance to play it. Otherwise, if you don't buy it, scalpers will buy it. They buy loads of copies of the game, so when the game isn't officially bought by Nintendo anymore, you can buy it off them for a much higher price than what Nintendo would have sold you it. This means in total we only had 6.5 months to buy this game before it stops being produced digitally and physically. But I think limiting time for someone to buy the game in such a little amount of time as well isn't right. Here's my reasons why. Number 1. People won't get a chance to play the game if they can't afford it. Number 2. Scalpers or profiteers buy hundreds of copies to sell them once you can't officially buy the game anymore. They don't only do this with limited time games, they do it with the PS5s, the new Xboxes, they do it with all sorts of things, but the limiting games is a big thing for scalpers. And finally, number 3. No one can officially buy the game anymore with a guarantee that it's not been damaged or just an empty box with no actual cartridge in it to play the game. Now that that point's out of the way, let's move on to the games themselves. So, the 3 games that are in 3D All-Stars, Mario 64, Sunshine and Galaxy, are all great games, but they've had little to no changes to them. To my knowledge, all that they've changed about the games is a small amount of dialogue and a few retextures. I think that Nintendo should have made a few big changes like controlling or graphic updates. I would have been completely fine with just remasters of the individual games, if not just one of them on their own. Don't get me wrong, Mario Galaxy and Sunshine's graphics are perfectly fine in my opinion, as they were the latest to be released. However, 64's graphics really needed an update, and that's what I thought we were going to have in 3D All-Stars. Since the game came out in 1996, which is older than me, the graphics are obviously going to be very low poly. Okay, intervention time. Here's what I think they should have done with Nintendo's Mario 64. They should have released Mario 64 as its own remaster, improving the graphics and controlling. I think me and many other Nintendo fans would have been happy with this. But sadly, now we all know this can't happen because it was released in 3D All-Stars. Okay, I know what you're thinking. What's with all this negativity? And to that I answer, let's move on to our next section. Although I have all these points to make about how 3D All-Stars was executed, I still bought the game and played through most of 64 and Galaxy. This is because even though I know that it's not going to be up to my expectations or many other people's, they're old games and we get to revisit them and play them again. Now, Nintendo knows even if they executed this project poorly, they would still have financial gain. This is because people like me and you still are attached to these games, polished or not, as we grow up with them, because they're all from different generations and they're all spaced apart. So everyone has a little share of growing up with these games. Whether you're from 1990s, where you grew up with 64, you're from 2000s early, you grew up with Galaxy, or late 2000s where you grew up with Sunshine. it's just a really good marketing tactic, and that's why they chose those games in particular. Overall, we know that Nintendo only brought these games back as a financial strategy and to give people a 3D Mario filler while we wait to see what's to come after Odyssey. Okay, so this concludes my video. It was a shorter video than normal, but I only wanted to give my opinion on 3D All-Stars and Nintendo's strategies. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want. It's free. The graph, look, graph, and then music now.